What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be giving you an overview of my 1981 Squarebody K30 and kind of the backstory behind the truck as well, and then we'll also go for a drive and all that fun stuff. So my main reason behind making this video is, one, a lot of my subscribers ask me about the truck, and I don't really have a video on it. I have it in the background or doing work with it, and it is really a nice truck and has a cool story behind it as well. So I will give you the story first, and then we'll kind of go around the truck and go over everything or all the details on it. And stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to be looking for some of your guys' help with a couple things. So I'm just going to give you the basic history on the truck. I'm not going to go on a huge rant about it, but I actually do have a news article on the truck that I will put in the description below so you can read the whole thing if you want. But just going to give you the general story behind it. So this truck was bought by a county in Wyoming, brand new, for a search and rescue rig, which is pretty cool. It's originally red. You can see on the interior and stuff. I'll show you later. But originally red, and it served as a search and rescue rig for a few years. From there, they transferred it to a road and bridge department, so the county road and bridge department. So it served as a construction vehicle after that, and then from there, it turned into a landfill truck for the county. And that's where they ended up retiring it. It actually served 2 to 4 years past regular retirement of a vehicle, which is kind of cool. They kept it around because of low miles and how good of a truck it was. And when you get rid of a government vehicle, it's either got to go to scrap or like a donation or auction. So they decided to auction this truck off because scrap was only going to give them like $500, and the winning bid was actually way less than what this thing was worth. And the guy that won the bid is actually who I bought it from. So I'm pretty sure he just bought it to flip because he didn't even own it for, I think, not even a year. I looked up the Carfax on the truck as well. But all he did to it was put those really ugly chrome wheels and the 3-inch super lift on it. I'll throw a picture in here. So that's how I got the truck, and it's just funny at the end of the article. I'm not hating, but he said, like, I'm going to take care of it and, you know, this and that and blah, blah, blah. Dude, the transmission oil in this looked like mud. Like, he didn't even do any maintenance to it. I still got to do ball joints here eventually. But, yeah, absolutely nothing else that I could tell was done to it besides those wheels and the super lift. And I know I'll probably get asked about how I like this lift. It is awesome. It actually rides extremely nice, especially for, you know, a solid axle freaking 1-ton truck. It rides very smooth. It's actually the same lift I bought for my truck back in New York. I just never got around to putting it in before I had to move and sell it. So regardless, I already planned on putting this exact same lift in my other truck, so it kind of worked out cool. Anyways, enough talking. Let's look at the truck. So one really funny thing about the article as well, it says the truck is rusty. Where's the rust? You can still see the chalk markings on the frame from the assembly line. Like, there's no rust on the truck, so I don't know where that statement came from. So yeah, very clean rig. The only thing I can think of is maybe they're talking about the flatbed that was on it when they had it as a landfill truck, because that had some rust on it, but it was just surface rust. No idea. Absolutely no rust on this truck. Another thing about the body before I forget is it also states that there was a front end collision in the article, and I don't see any signs of front end damage besides this bent bar right here. Fenders don't line up perfect. They just don't. I mean, both sides look like that, but you can see it still has each layer of paint matching. So red and then white, red and then white. The whole truck is like that where it's chipping off. And then over here, you can see fender doesn't line up great. I don't know if that's a square body thing or if it's just maybe it did get bumped or just no idea. But there's no signs of any real damage. I also ran the Carfax. Absolutely no accidents on Carfax either, so no idea. And right here you can see the, like, where they plugged it, where the spotlights were when it was a search and rescue rig. So that's kind of neat. Someday I want to pop that out and then put spotlights back on it just for the sake of, you know, being the old truck that it was. And as you can tell, I put stock box on the truck. I didn't like the flatbed. I don't like flatbeds on trucks. They have their uses, but for me, I like the body lines, and this is easier for me throwing parts and stuff in here. I don't got to strap everything down in the truck. So I actually traded my flatbed for this and the stock wheels, because those sketchy chrome wheels had like a really bad offset, and the tires were stretched. I'll see if I can find the picture and put it in here of the difference between these side by side. And while we're back here, I'm going to answer another question I've already got asked several times over the past couple of weeks after I painted the box. Why didn't I spray the whole truck? Well, one, I really don't care. I just wanted it to be white, so it kind of blended in with the rest of the cab. And two, if you can look on the door, you can kind of see the ghost of the old landfill decal. I still haven't like got it all off, but you can see it's like actually shiny underneath. So once I get all this off, you'll still be able to see the ghost of the old logo. And I want to keep that kind of as a badge of honor for the truck. Maybe I'm weird, I don't know. Like if you see old like vintage tool trucks and stuff that have the old like logo that's painted on the side, I just think that's really cool. And the truck definitely deserves its history on the door still. And I do plan on cleaning these wheels up or finding another set of stock wheels that I can clean up and then just swap the tires to. And one more thing about the body before I forget. I'll include a picture kind of close up. It's a screenshot, so it's blurry, but I actually brought this paint back to life quite a bit when I first got the truck with polish. So it might be hard to tell in the picture, but it was like a matte white. It was just so sun-beat and neglected. I'll see if I can find the pictures of when I actually waxed this and all that and polished it. But you can actually see reflection, and the truck is filthy right now. I haven't even washed the cab and I don't even know how long, but you can actually see a shine in it now. Before, when I first bought the truck, there was absolutely no shine whatsoever. So I did bring the paint back to life quite a bit, and yeah, I just plan on keeping it that way. And anyone wondering what I use to bring the paint back to life, New Finish, once a year car polish. This stuff works amazing. New Finish is a freaking amazing brand. They've been making polish and wax and all that stuff for years, and they actually, like, their old commercials is like waxing up barn find cars. It's pretty cool. So they know what they're doing with this stuff. They've been around for several years. Definitely recommend it. And then you can do this on top of it to make it last even longer. But I'll show you under the hood next. And here you have it, the bee's knees, standard 350 Chevy. Absolutely nothing special, no modifications whatsoever. It has a Holley Quadrajet carburetor. It's like an OEM replacement because after I drove the truck for like a month or two, the carburetor took a crap on me, and someone recommended that I replace it with a Holley Quadrajet, and that was absolutely the worst idea ever because they're such a pain to tune. I know they're good if you know what you're doing, but I don't know what I'm doing, and no one around here knows what they're doing with a Quadrajet apparently. So eventually I got to replace that with an Edelbrock so I can just tune it and it'll run a little bit better. It is still running kind of rich, but regardless, other than that, the only other issue I've had was the fuel pump grenaded literally like I think 24 hours after I got it home. I drove it back from Wyoming and that was the only issue. But I mean, power steering was leaking like a sieve too. Fixed that, and other than that, I think that's about all the issues I've had with it. And leaking axle seal, but I got all that fixed. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot I did is replace the oil pan gasket. It was leaking so bad when I got the truck, like probably a quart, maybe every 2 weeks. It was just leaking so much oil. And you can see my brand new fuel pump. And while we're under the hood, I'm going to answer the question I get all the time: why don't I 454 swap it? Give me one reason to. All it's going to do is burn more gas. I can't even afford to drive this truck hardly to begin with. And I get, what, 5 more torque or something because I have a SM465 gearbox. I already have all the torque in the world. There's no sense in upgrading to a 454 to just burn more gas and have more cubic inches to tell my friends I'm tougher. I don't get the idea. I'm not going to build the truck. It's a work truck. It frustrates me because I get asked all the time, 454 swap it, 454 swap it. There's absolutely no reason to 454 swap this truck. Not to mention, this thing only gets like 8 to 10 miles a gallon, maybe. So if I put a 454 in here, I'm going to get like 6 miles a gallon. It's just outrageous with, gas prices right now, on top of you have to burn non-ethanol, obviously, because it's a carbureted truck. So 91 non-ethanol here in Montana because of the elevation. Other states it's 93. But it's like $5 a gallon. Yeah, no. 40 gallons worth of fuel tanks in this thing. No thanks. Anyways, rant over, closing the hood. Anyways, let's just start this thing up and go for a quick drive. Hopefully it's not too windy in here for the video. I got my GoPro, but my door seals are non-existent and it's hot out, so I'm gonna have the windows down. So hopefully the sound is somewhat decent. turkeys. Get out of the road. Get out. Alright guys, before you click off the video, I'm going to put a nice cinematic so you can see the walk around outside of the truck and all that, so you get a nice overview of the whole outside, because it's kind of hard to in my garage with how big this thing is, and I didn't want to sit out in the driveway with my neighbors watching me talk to a camera. So stay tuned for that. And like I said before, I want your guys' help with a couple things. One, if anyone can find a picture of this truck with the, when it was a search and rescue rig, I cannot find one anywhere. I can only find that picture that you saw before when it was a landfill truck. I definitely want to find one, and I tried for a while looking on Google and all sorts of stuff. So if you do, hit me up on Instagram, Conjo_brothers. Send me a DM with it, and I'll give you a huge shout out. Also, I do plan on keeping this truck forever, and I want to find or figure out a nice custom plate to put on it. I was thinking like the abbreviation for Squarebody or K30 or something. Let me know in the comments below what you think would be cool. We can only have 7 characters here in Montana because that's all they have. But yeah, let me know. I hope you guys like this video. I definitely think this truck deserved a video on itself, because it literally went from saving lives to one of the hardest construction jobs ever to the nastiest landfill job ever. So this truck has just been a workhorse its whole life. Has a cool story behind it, and all the documentation plus a news article on it is, pretty cool. At least I think so, especially for you Squarebody fans out there. Anyways, if you like the video, I appreciate a like. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date with the builds and the projects. And I have a lot more content coming here soon. My other truck should be done in about 2-3 weeks, so once that's over with, thanks. I'm going to be able to spend more money on my other cars, give you a little more better content. I know it's been a little dry lately, but like I said, saving money for in case we go over budget on that build. That's a goofball doing. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys watching and sticking with me. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.